Okay, I'm going to teach you how to wire a two-way light switch. You're going to need a bunch of things. Bit of 1mm wire. You can see here that it has 3 cores on the inside, red, black and green. You're also going to need some strap cable, which has red, blue and white. 2 light switches, and obviously whatever your light is. Now, legally as a homeowner, you are allowed to do this, although I would suggest definitely getting an electrician to do it. If you're a homeowner doing it, you do need to have it electrically inspected by a certified electrical inspector. When you start, you have your 3 cores, black, green and red. Red is your phase wire, so that's what the power comes on. Black is your neutral and green is your earth. In the back of your light switches, you'll see there is some lettering on the bottom of the switch. C1 and 2. 2 usually has a bit of a cross over it with plastic and you just have to chip that out. And then you also have your loop terminal. So on your first light switch where you have your feed coming in, so your feed being the wire that comes from the switchboard, when you strip your wires up, a 1mm, just strip and fold. Just like that. Push it together a little bit more. That will fill up the terminal slot, and that goes into C. That's your feed coming in. Don't worry about the neutrals and earths. We can worry about those later. Next you have your other light switch, which is over here down the hallway or in the other side of the room or something like that. And you need your strap wire going between the 2. Now you can do this multiple ways. This is the way I like to do it. So at your first light switch, I use the blue and the white, and I just go white into number 1 and blue into number 2. So there you go. So you've got your feed coming in. Write it on it for you. Your feed being the live wire. So this wire will always be live when it comes to this point. Then you have your 2-way strap. That goes to your second light switch. So now that that light switch is there, let's say we're going down the hallway. So here, whatever color you didn't use to go into this light switch, you're going to put that in the middle. So I didn't use my red one, so the red one goes in the middle. Now, if you have white in one or blue in one, whatever's in one here, you want to put it in one over here. So I just need to double check which one. One is this top one here. 2 goes into the other side. So the light control is the wire that comes from this light switch and goes to your light. Now we're going to strip this up. We're also going to use the green earth and the neutral, and we're just going to pop that to the side. We're going to use this terminal block just here, this terminal screw. That one there doesn't connect to anything on the switch. It is just there so that you can use it if you need to join some cables, which is what we're going to do. So your phase for your light control goes in with the cable that you didn't use here from the strap wire. Then we're going to put the earths together and the neutrals together. If you didn't know, the neutrals are the return path for the current. Goes in on the live and returns out on the neutral. If you don't have the neutrals connected, your light or your appliance won't work. So we'll get some connectors for that in a minute. Then at the other end here, we're going to put the light on, and I think I will just keep it that long. So I'm going to strip this up and see if I can find a lead that I can put on here that will let us show you how it works. Okay, I've got myself a lead. Now I would like to say that under no circumstances would I say you should do this at home like I am. I'm a qualified electrician. AC power can kill you, and it will if you're not careful. So we're putting some connectors on here to keep it all safe. Those are those connectors done. Now we're going to put some connectors on this wire here so that we can plug it in, and I'll find a lamp. Like I said before, there is no need for an earth, so I'm not going to connect it in just now. I'm just going to leave it to the side. Actually cut it off so it can't connect to anything it shouldn't. Okay, I have a lamp here I stole out of another light fitting, so that's in and we're plugged in ready. So what I'm going to do first is just test our power with my multimeter. This is an Apple A5, really love this meter, works pretty well. So as you can see, 234 volts, which is what we want. I'm just going to turn the power off and turn the light switches around the other way. Okay, now that I've got this flipped around the right way, I've turned my RCD lead back on. You can come in the hallway and flick the light on. You can then leave the hallway at the other end and flick the light off. Then you can turn it on again from this side, off again from here, on again here, and off again here. That's how you test that your light's working. You do multiple different functions of each switch, and you know it's all working. That's how you wire a two-way light switch. Now, clear that off. Get my pen out. I'm going to draw it a bit bigger. You've got one terminal, two terminal, so we go 1 and 2. And then you have the control terminal over here, plus a loop over to the side. Then on your second switch, you have identical the same. Now, you've only got your 3 wires, so you've got your feed coming in. So we're going to not draw the neutrals and earths for this, because you know that those just get connected together at the end stage. So you have your feed coming in, so this is your feed, comes into your control. Then you have your strap wire, and that belongs in between the 2 switches, and it has 3 cores. One of them goes from 1 to 1 on the different 2 switches, and the other one goes from 2 to 2. Now your third core in this strap, so let's say this is our white cable, this is our blue cable, and now we have our red cable here, all encompassed in the same TPS sheathing. This comes down and goes to the control. Carries on up here, and it would go in the loop terminal. I'm just going to draw it over here so it's out of the way. It then carries on via a connector to the light. Now this toggle switch just sits between 1 and 2 like this. If you change this from the position 1 to position 2, the current will carry on down 1 but won't carry on because this here has been switched. But you can either switch this one here to 2 and then the current will carry on, or if that is still sitting there because you haven't been to that part of the room and you switch it back to 1, then it will flow again. That is how you wire and understand how a two-way light switch works. Well, if you liked that, I'm going to make some more videos like this. I'm going to show you guys how to wire an intermediate light switch, and then I might move on to some things like contactors and control circuitry. So if you liked that and learnt a bit, follow for more from an NZ tradie.